Hello, I'm Lindsay. You're watching History and Leisure, and today I just got off the 106, and it does continue a bit further to Bailey Hostel, but I did the weird pen win and stuff that's between, or more saying, that's what's changed to the 106 when that gets deleted. Less than half a mile. I'm not really going to be that concerned about that, so I'm going to call that complete. Today we're marking a new route that I haven't done before on a route on a segment that's getting deleted, because the rest of it from here back is technically going to be staying as part of the revitalization. So, thought, you know what, let's do a day trip to West Chester. So get ready, here we go. Good morning.
Good morning. Well,
Morning, Joseph.
History and Leisure.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Joseph Cabanero.
Yeah, haven't you collaborated with Sammy before, or am I just kind of collaborated with in the past?
Well, I guess it's just, it's just pure luck that we saw each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, you know what, might as well visit. Since I've got the day off, I might as well.
Yeah, I have Mondays off too. This is a road I haven't been on in quite some time, because my parents were together. We would come to the Italian restaurant up here called Anthony's. They did a whole refurb, like, starting about 10 years ago. So it feels a bit more upscale in the use, and they also separate, like, you'll doing like pickup versus seating, and here's the Malvern station just behind that. We're coming up to it. So there's this parking shop, and there's the Malvern post office, and it's right there. There's a wall in the shop, and it's kind of weird because I know, like, there's some walls that have, like, kind of like a building store design, but they have like a beer store, like a pizza shop usually. There's a few that are like former Wawa's in Jersey that I know. The one near where I went to college or university, that got changed. Then there's another, like, more traditional legacy store nearby that's also something else now. Yeah. A lot of memories way down here. But down this road further is all new territory for me. I believe this was the actual routing for the Route 92, and apparently it's actually a bit more useful than I thought it was, since it actually does pass by Temecula University on its routing to West Chester. But other than that, pretty scenic. Mostly single-family homes and woods. Although I do kind of like shooting downhill shots like this when it comes to buses. Like, you can tell that for what was lost a great race. I think I did a shot like that, but come on, it's not beautiful. Come on. Joseph and I were actually so engrossed in our cars that I didn't even realize that we had veered off from a bit of a gap between my filming here from this. But just telling us, I didn't realize we deviated and we're going to QVC. My mom has actually done some stuff there, because also HSN moved in there not too long ago. Because HSN was basically a rival in Florida. I'm not really sure the situation is there canonically with the two home shopping networks, but weird as, like, a little deviation there. But, like, other than that, it was really only see the routing as connecting West Chester to the train, which the 135 does already, even though Paoli is a lot more frequent than Exton. So that's kind of a shame. I think now more trying to short term at Paoli again, and I think all trains before, except for like 2 or 3 on a weekday, would either go to Malvern or Thorndale. So not sure what the timing is there, if that's because of Amtrak or something else. I don't know. But it was like kind of weird coming up to 202 with the weird turn there. I was like kind of surprised, like how like rural and then suddenly bumping at 202. But we actually see come upon a hospital here. I didn't really know that about was right by that corner before, like mostly like downtown, obviously down at West Chester, because I looked there and then talk about another program that I did there a bit later on. camera, I think you guys see it thoughts better than we can in reality. Sometimes the camera does just modify things, like some of the colors a little off or whatever. But it'll be weird having 3, soon to be 2 buses only here from SEPTA, but it is actually shared with Chesco and other existing connections. 306, never heard of that route before. That must be very old. So Joseph, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna keep exploring around town, and you're gonna be heading back toward the city.
Yep.
See you soon.
See ya.
We got some history here just across from the courthouse, and so the first biography of Lincoln was here, published here in 1860. Actually was used to, as part of his campaign. Now that is a fun fact. Looks to be, can tell it's open or not down there, but we also have a painted Liberty Bell. It's part of the 250th anniversary. Seems like a fox, turkey, by Forest Log Cabin. Not sure where that painted thing is there, but some hot air balloons and a Roche War Soldier right there. Kind of weird seeing through the bars and being at an angle. Just trying to walk around so I could find the former office of late State Senator Andy Dinniman, but came upon this ice cream shop here. I'm thinking that this was the ice cream shop we went to when I did a program called Aspire back in 2017. So being on the autism spectrum, there was a few things about transition college stuff that I did at the time. One was more of like smaller workshop with a theater program from the area, but then in 2017, before senior year, I did the Aspire program just down the road here at West Chester University, and a week there in one of their dorms, using their facilities, had workshops. I actually had one actual like formal class about other workshops, like with the travel training and stuff, and one of those was using a bus. I've been thinking of actually taking all the way down to West Chester to show a little bit around, but yeah, there's some stuff that I vibe with and some stuff I didn't really, so it wasn't my first choice, but being close by it made sense, and maybe after freshman year, maybe I actually would have picked up driving in communities. I know, I believe at least 2 of my step siblings actually went to West Chester. I know a lot of people that went to West Chester. I actually like how some of the buildings actually have like some of the wrought iron as well. Apparently that was, see, New Orleans with that. That was actually from the Spanish, not the French. Now that is a fun fact. So I've made it to Everhart Park, and I have children playing on it, so I don't want to get the shot, but how was that with the 92? Is that, I think I said on, otherwise there was only one person with us, and there was like no other change of people getting on or off between when I got on and when we arrived here in West Chester. It's just rather scenic, and between Paoli and West Chester, and come February 2027, the 92 and the 204 will be merged in Paoli. So this branch here is going to become part of the SEPTA Go system along with the Route 206. It's nice to have the connection for the Pennsylvanian only, and maybe a few reasons like keeps on carrying that to QVC or whatever. Because most people and SEPTA in the past has tried to prioritize Exton as a stop for West Chester instead of restoring service on the line past Elwyn, now Wawa, out over here, and saying it's gonna be like 3 hours in the city. Like, it took 90 minutes through local back in the 80s. There is like a quarry, I believe, just past Wawa, and there's a tourist railroad using some of the segment out there as well. And you can always just speed up the tracks and with electrification, rectifying you. That would be pretty easy. Try and do whatever you can. But yeah, that'll leave, as I said, it's like 2 SEPTA routes down here, and then Chesco connections, which I didn't even know about until I haven't really looked into the outer county stuff personally. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking with the SEPTA Go, thought it would be make more sense for me to split the two zones. That Paoli would be mainly north and southwest, so like 206 is going to them, like Vanguard, some of the corporate parts of Malvern, and then south and west with the old part of Malvern on the train station, and down here into West Chester, and then more south and east for Newtown Square to provide a complete connection, because technically that would allow for a full loop of buses. Chester, Newtown Square, then you do the SEPTA Go, Newtown Square, Paoli, then the now become the 142 to King of Prussia, and then there'd be one of the 90 buses that go to Norristown, and then you would eventually try and get to Lansdale, and then you can actually take the Royalstown line, I believe, to Link Belt, and then you would just walk across the street and you're in Bucks. Unless you wanted to do like Holmesburg. Again, they're on some borrowed time, so if you really want like a nice scenic journey, I'd recommend it. And I'm going to have lunch at Nudie's. There's pretty common breakfast brunch spot here on the Philadelphia main line. There was one by my stop where I started today. Before I started recording, there was one right at the stop at Paoli, and then there was one just across the street from Westchester Transit Center. So until then, comment, subscribe, strike the bell.